I'm Corky Coker, and I have been around collector cars my whole life. I've been raised in the old car hobby. I love the European cars, the Model Ts, the hot rods, the race cars, the vintage bikes, the antique trucks. I just dig it. But you know what's better than that? Is the people in the old car hobby. They are the best. At Honest Charley Speed Shop, we love to build hot rods. Every car here in the Coker Museum has a story, and every story has a good ending. The most important thing that I like to do is have other people enjoy them, and I like to drive them. I like to see them out on the roads. I like to see them on the racetracks, and that's what we're doing at Honest Charley Garage. We're building cars that people can enjoy, that people can drive, and people can experience. Look at the stance of this car. This is a 1932 Ford Highboy. It's got big and littles, tall and skinnies, and the stance is perfect. This car we built at Honest Charley Garage in 30 days. And then my partner at the time, Mike Goodman, and I drove this car to the SEMA show and displayed it with all the road dirt on it. What a wonderful car. Beautiful bare metal satin, just a satin clear on the original bare metal body and parts. 350 horse Roadrunner Joe Aben supercharged flathead. 350 horsepower with a 5-speed T5 behind it, so it'll go down the road smooth. It's got all the little fun things. This car is called Double Exposure. It made a lot of magazines when we built this car, and the reason why is double exposure is on this side. This is Honest Charley, started in 1948, and on this side is 1958. Coker Tire Company was founded, so you get it, double exposure. Although we no longer sell the parts that we used to build this car at Honest Charley Speed Shop and Honest Charley Garage, most of these parts are available, but we did things like louvered the hoods. We did all the paint and body work here. We've got a full body shop, full craftsman that can do just about anything. And believe it or not, it's a little more work to finish a bare steel car and make it look right than you would think. You would think that if it's brand new metal, you just put a clear on it and it's done. Well, not so easy. This car, again, was built in 30 days. And then we drove it. Mike Goodman and I were laughing all the way on Interstate 40 all the way to Las Vegas, Nevada. So you can see this car at the Coker Museum, but for right now, we're gonna take it out and go for a little ride out in downtown Chattanooga. And maybe a little bit later on today, we can take it out to the big Coker Cruising. Well, you might have noticed on the front end of this double exposure car are straight rib tires. A lot of people might think that those tires don't handle very well and might dart in one way or another, but this car absolutely runs wonderfully with 350 horsepower, straight pipes, no exhaust system other than just pipes. It can get a little loud, but it is powerful. Might need a little blowing out and when it first warms up, but Man, does it run like a champ. You might notice that this windshield is a little more narrow than a regular 32. This has got a 2-inch chop, which gives you a little bit of a look that you might not be able to see so much. I have to bend over. When I sit in this car, it is, it's a little low. You know, when you're driving the 32 Ford with straight pipes, you can really make it resound. See, look. But when you need to back off, if the cops are clear, it doesn't sound too loud. It sounds pretty cool, just a nice rumble. So you can see this car at the Coker Museum. This driving segment was brought to you by Haggerty's Drivers Club.
When I was young, just a boy, dreamed of falling in love with a girl like you. Through the years I thought I found you, but nothing would do. Now here we are. Ooh, I wanna grow old with you. Ooh, you're making my dreams come true.
You can help support our show by joining the Haggerty Drivers Club. It includes a subscription to our award-winning magazine, unlimited access to our valuation tool, 24/7 roadside assistance with flatbed towing, free classified listings, exclusive coupons and offers, and VIP perks to select Haggerty events. Get more information at haggerty.com/HDC. And by our friends at Moss Motors, run by enthusiasts for enthusiasts.
I am going to be driving Miss Jan's car, which is now our car. I want it to be very smooth, especially when I'm going fast, because girls like to drive fast too, okay? The solenoid's been replaced in the transmission, allows us to go into overdrive. It'll be very smoothly, replace the clutch kit. I want to drive this and make it smooth. I don't want somebody, my dad, saying, "You don't know how to drive a stick wheel like me."
Josh and Jason have done an excellent job with the help of Moss Motors and all the parts that we've gotten in. Josh and Jason had rebuilt the transmission by putting new solenoids. One was pitted and the other one was just worn out. It's a 4-speed car with an electric overdrive, and that has to be attached to the motor. This motor is a twin can, 6-cylinder, 239 horsepower with 3 SUs on the side. Let me tell you, this car has very little room, and this engine is basically shoehorned in this engine bay. The floorboards have to be out, all of the wiring harness has to be pushed back, everything has to be, radiators out in order to get this motor in, and the boys did it. They got it in, or are getting it in, and we're looking forward to driving this so I can take Miss Jan on a ride.
So we're just changing the throwout bearing now, supplied with a new one. These are held in with springs that go in through the side of here, but it just pops right out. One of the easier throwout bearings to do. It's really not terrible. It's just definitely a little bit corroded, but there's just a lot of corrosion from sitting in Georgia and the humidity. The throwout bearing is kind of what engages and disengages the pressure plate, or rather the clutch via the pressure plate. And you can see here This is the new slave cylinder. Once there's fluid in here, once it's in the car, it'll push its piston down, move this arm, which you can see here, moves the fork here, which is how the clutch will operate. There's some springs with the throwout bearing that are a little bit tricky. All you have to have is a decent set of needle nose pliers and you can get it done. But otherwise, it goes on pretty straightforward. Clutch pilot tool we ended up making whipped out pretty easily, but I understand not everyone has a lathe at home.
Moss Motors provided us with a clutch kit, which included the clutch, pressure plate, and throwout bearing. Josh Kuzik, our technician on this car, said that the original clutch pressure plate was not so bad, but it was a little anemic. I thought that was pretty good. That's a typical New Jersey kind of description, maybe McPherson College graduate at McPherson College. You know, we have to have a really good clutch. We're doing all this work to this 150S with the help of Moss Motors, but we need a good clutch so that the gears change. We've got good throw on the pedal, and I can slam it into fourth gear and then overdrive and go down the road in this Jaguar XK150S. Now the guys around here think that I am a fast driver and I'm hard on the cars, so consequently they make sure if we got the engine out and such, we do new pressure plate, clutch, throwout bearing, that sort of thing. But my daughter, Casey, she says she's driving this car and she's rougher than me.
One of my important race cars is a 1908 American Simplex, called an Amplex now. It's a very interesting car. It's a 50 horsepower car. The most important thing about this car is that it's a two-stroke. You know what a two-stroke is. You mix the gas and oil, similar to the Yamaha 100s and all those off-road bikes that would sound like they were coming apart, wouldn't run worth a flip until you got it into its power band, and then it passed everything. Well, this American Simplex is the same way. It's got, with the air starter, the starter is air driven by putting air into the cylinders, driven by the cam, and you can see that this is a completely different arrangement. It's got petcocks that go into the side of the cylinder heads. The air starter, if you have run out of air in your air tank, then you're in trouble. You're just gonna have to get the hand crank out, and really wonderful car. And this thing, when I first start this car, it sounds like it's coming apart. It just, is really rough running until I put it in second gear. And then when I put it in second gear and I get the RPMs up to about 1,000 RPMs, it just kicks in and feels like it's in overdrive. It's an amazing, amazing car. 1908 American Simplex, name changed in 1909, 1910 to Amplex. So, but really interesting car, and it's right here at the Coker Museum. So come to the Coker Museum and check out all the interesting items that we have, including our vintage race cars and my good friend, my Amplex. It's a wonderful car. You know, because of the pandemic and the last couple years, across the nation, there's a number of these cruise-in and gatherings that haven't happened. So we didn't have the Coker Cruise-In for a couple years because of that. And it's been really nice to see a lot of folks that I haven't seen, local folks even. You know, a lot of the friends at Coker Tire Company have come up, long-term employees have come up to say hello to us at Honest Charley at our booth inside the arena. But the most important thing are the people of the car culture, and collector cars are just the best. So if you see me pulled aside and hugging somebody's neck, it's because, you know, they're all family. You know, the fun thing about cruise-ins is there's not many rules. You know, there are lots of cool cars here, a lot of wonderful trucks. Trucks are really hot. I love trucks. In fact, I drove my 34 Ford here. Really nice 57 Chevrolet Bel Air wagon. I don't know that they made a Bel Air wagon. I remember a 210, door shaved. Pretty cool. Black on black on black. Some red interior. Beautiful stuff from Walker County, Georgia. See this Chevrolet truck here. It's real popular nowadays to find a truck or a car that's been painted, but, you know, get sandpaper and rubbing compound and rub through the original top coat paint so it looks like it's aged. This is a backyard patina sort of thing, but it's a good looking truck, good solid truck, but it's fun. I love it. You're not trying to be something that you're not, but it looks solid, and I bet these guys get as many or more thumbs up than just about, you know, or just more than a car that or a truck that is perfectly restored. I love it. Good patina. So here at a cruise-in, you'll see a lot of 5, 6, and 7 Chevrolets. You'll see a lot of C10, you know, pickup trucks. A lot of people are into a lot of different kind of cars. We're into race cars. I'm into race cars, but at Honest Charley Garage, we do the paint, fabrication, mechanical on just about anything. We don't do electronics that much because we're kind of old school. We like being able to adjust carburetors and such. You can do any of that at Honest Charley Speed Shop. We can do it for you. Handyman wagon, 2-door wagon, 1957 Chevrolet. It's a resto mod. Wow, clean, neat. You know, the interior is not done exactly original, but it's nice and just crisp. All the same forms. I would say the seats are original to 57. Beautiful, beautiful. You know, we all gravitate to cars that we like or we grew up with, maybe even cars that we got our first kiss in.
We love you and appreciate you, and we miss you big time. And
well, it's, you know,
it's really not.
It's a family.
Oh, it is.
It's a family, and
it doesn't feel like that.
We need to be we need to be encouraging each other and loving on each other, and doing it around cars is even more fun. I'm trying to figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
How you doing, Ricky?
Doing good.
Good, man.
Doing
good to see you.
Good to see you.
How you been?
Been good. You?
Good. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
How's semi-retirement?
I'm not retired. I'm just reassigned. Reassigned and unemployable.
Oh, well.
Yep. Yeah, they're hot. Trucks are hot. Trucks are hot. For sale. I wonder if I ought to call them. Problem is, my wife's going to be here in a minute. And if she walks up and says, well, not did you buy something, but how many did you buy? You see the window air conditioning? That is, you put water in it and you roll your window down and it sucks the air in as you're doing 45 miles an hour, and it runs it by water. and cools the air and kicks it into the cab. Really wonderful thing. Well, what a successful event. At a cruise-in, you know that it's a successful event when you've had traffic back up to the freeway at Camp Jordan in East Ridge, Tennessee. The Coker guys, the Honest Charley guys, they've all had great times. The Coker staff are here. They've invited us to be here, which is great. It's kind of like old home place. The Honest Charley guys are here. We've been selling t-shirts like crazy. A lot of fun, a lot of people. Saw a lot of really great cars. We're glad that you got to experience the Coker Cruise-In, which is usually the first weekend in April. We're going to have a Cruise-In collector car day for the Coker Museum and Honest Charley here in a few more months. We'll invite you to that too and show you some really cool cars, really great trucks, and some better people. Until next time, we'll talk more about cars, maybe find us a barn find.